Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the truly Bedrock survival server. And you might not recognise this area because I did it in a live stream. I say I did it, it's nowhere near finished, and that's one of the things we're going to be doing today. But if you didn't know, this is the tunnel that goes between my base and my concrete farm, which is that portal there. And if we go beyond that concrete farm far enough, beyond that wall there is Slack's base as well. So we've got a lot of work to do here. I've come up with a design that uses concrete and blackstone and fire and also red concrete, although we're currently deciding on whether we prefer the red concrete or the red terracotta in this particular bit. I think I'm probably going to settle with red terracotta, and I quite like the idea of the design so far, but we've got to make it wrap around and go all the way down there. And we've also got a lot of other things to do today. Today, before I ramble on too much, is the first day of our let's try and achieve progress on 4 different projects in one video. Jeez, let's see how this goes, shall we? After placing a few more blocks, you can kind of get an idea of what we're going for here, which is just sort of the repeating pattern wrapping round on a diagonal as it goes through the tunnel, which gives quite a nice effect. Now, obviously, I haven't filled it all in just yet, but we're getting there, and I think it should look pretty good as we're flying through this later on. It does feel quite close in on the sides, but I kind of like that it feels a little bit claustrophobic. But I think the colours, the lighter colours at least in the fire, really help make it pop out, so it doesn't feel too like you're trapped inside it, I guess. And there we go, the tunnel is finally complete at this end. I haven't done the other end yet, but let me show you around. We've got the entrance area here, which I quite like. I've used some sort of weird stair structure things to sort of create the corners. I really like that. The transition to this obviously needs fixing a little bit. Well, and we've got the tunnel, which obviously you can fly all the way down, and it's got a really nice effect to it as the colours and basically the concrete wraps around. Normally, obviously, concrete and blackstone and things like that just wouldn't go together. But I really like it. I think it looks really different and interesting. So I like this tunnel. It gets to the ice road, which I've kind of blended in a little bit. This is the tunnel that goes to our winter area. And then the other side, I've done literally absolutely nothing. So I need to do that bit next. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this tunnel's come out. I think it looks great. It's really unique. It's really different. It's really dark. And I can't wait to see what it looks like with RTX turned on. But we're still in Minecraft 1.16.4 on truly Bedrock, so yeah, I can't do that until I take a world download, which will be later today. And now the end of the tunnel is done as well, and you'll notice that this has got a completely different design, but using the same block palette as the one before that. The only thing I will say I don't like about this one is the actual nether portal at the end just feels completely off. But yeah, I kind of like it. It's got exactly the same colour palette. It's got the fire, it's got the blackstone, although that looks like it could probably do with a little bit more variation in those walls there. But yeah, I think this portal here needs raising up by a block. And with a few random blocks thrown in these places and changing a few of these stairs out, that is all of that now completely done. Now, I have blocked off the other side of this portal, which technically we're going to open up in the future again so that we can get through to Slack's base. But right now, we're going to leave it blocked up so we don't get things jumping through it. And we're going to move on to the next project. That is all 100% done. Except for tidying up. I always forget about tidying up. Oh, jeez. So, if we're going to be working on a castle, we are going to need an awful lot of stone in order to build it with. But, jeez, oh, ow. I've got a bit, but I don't have a massive amount left. So we're going to need a stone generator. We're going to build it here inside of my industrial area, and the place that I'm going to build it is right on this chunk here. Now, I've already built one in Creative, and I'll show you where I got the idea from. A very quick Google search came up with one result that I really like the look of, and it was made by somebody whose name rings a bit of a bell. Having had a quick flick through this tutorial, I thought, right, I get the gist of it. There's basically obsidian and pistons that are waterlogged and lava. I'm sure I can come up with my own design. It's not your own design if you're using someone else's. Shh, it's my own design. So I nipped into my creative test world and I grabbed myself a bunch of blocks and I came up with something that was almost exactly the same as Proud, because after lots of fiddling about and faffing about with other types of things, it turns out that water and lava behave very strangely in Bedrock Edition. If you didn't know, the way that lava and water join together to form stone is basically if flowing lava touches or is next to a water source, a water source, it will turn into stone. As you will see there, it turned into cobblestone though, because that's not a water source, that was flowing water. However, if we've got a piston set up like this, which is pretty much what Prowl's design is, but without the redstone circuit, we've got the waterlogged pistons there, we've got the lava there, and when we break the stone, the lava will flow and it will touch the waterlogged piston, it will create stone. However, sometimes, because Bedrock Edition is a little bit glitchy, the lava will flow like that before the water's flown out, and then you end up with cobblestone. And there's not a lot we can do about that. The only thing I thought I could do after a lot of fiddling around was to massively improve the redstone on this farm, and I've done that by making a very, very simple clock, which is just 4 hoppers with a couple of comparators coming out of each side. So now if I stand at the end here and I flick that lever, nothing's going to happen, but you will see the redstone will switch from one side to the next relatively quickly as an item goes around and around those hoppers. Once the item gets into the hopper behind the comparator will fire, it will go through a repeater, light this redstone line, which will push those pistons, but they can't go anywhere because there's obsidian on the other side. The idea here being that you're pushing the stone to the middle as fast as it's generated. So it's 5 blocks long on each side, and if I stand here, I'm in creative mode at the minute, so it's not really a fair test, but you'll see the lava will generate into stone relatively quickly, and it will come across the middle, and the timing's really nice and quick, so there's always stone to be broken. So if I go into survival mode now and do the same thing, I've got an efficiency 5 pickaxe with silk touch, you'll see I do get some cobblestone, but the majority of it is stone, and it's all going into those hoppers that are below, and they are all currently coming through into this hopper here, which is giving us, a reasonable amount of cobblestone, but a lot of stone. But that's enough about that for now. I need to get this built in survival so that I can actually start generating some stone. Which brings me back to the Truly Bedrock server on the hunt for supplies. So I'm going to need 10 buckets of lava, a load of water, which we can make an infinite water source for, some building blocks, I'm going to go for concrete and glass, and a little bit of redstone, which is in my ender chest already, so I don't need to worry about that. Well, let's sneak through and grab a little bit of water on our way through. Oh, jeez, now I'm fly, yeah. Try to do smooth flying and catching water doesn't work very well for me. Let's go. Assuming I've got things right, the materials list for this is pretty short. The most things we're going to need is the buckets of lava, and I'm going to attempt to build this in the form of a tutorial, but I'm kind of winging it a little bit, so here goes nothing. We're going to start with a double chest out the front with 5 hoppers going into the back of that, all facing into each other, and then we're going to put 2 rows of solid blocks either sides of those hoppers, like that. I didn't want that one on there. Forget that one, ignore it completely. Then we're going to put a row of 5 pistons on each of those sets of solid blocks at the back there like that, and behind those we are going to put 5 pieces of obsidian, which will prevent them from pushing each other away. Then we're going to grab some glass because it's nice and fancy and put it in front there so we can see what's going on, and we're going to put 5 pieces of glass over the top of each one of the pistons as well, and the same again going up there like that. And then we're going to bring it around this side. We're going to build these sides up there like that, and then we're going to put a solid block in the middle of those 2 pieces of glass with glass running along the back like this, and then we want a row of glass underneath that as well. That's going to be holding our lava in place. We also want a bit of glass at the end there like that and there, and we can get rid of that solid block that I've just put in there, and we can put one lower down instead. That's going to be what's locking our hopper clock at the back. Then you want to have a look at these skeletons and these drowns in the area behind you and think we should probably do something about these so that they don't attack us while we're doing a tutorial. Next, we are going to put a solid block there in front of that obsidian and a solid block there in front of that one as well, and on those we're going to pop a repeater like that. We're then going to grab our redstone and run a redstone line on the top of those bits of obsidian there. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on this side here. Behind those repeaters, we're going to put solid blocks like that and a block on the floor next to that, which is going to have our comparators on, which are facing into that solid block. And then all we need is the hopper clock, which is really easy. So we need a temporary block. Then we want to face our hopper into that, a hopper facing into that one, a hopper facing into that one, and then a hopper facing into that one, and that creates a full loop. Then you can just chuck one item in of any type in there. I'm going to chuck that bit of string I've just picked up into there, and we've already got a fully working redstone system. Now what you want to do is run a redstone line on top of that solid block there across the top here, and then we need a lever, which I forgot to add to my list of ingredients. And I also forgot, we could probably do with a button or a trapdoor or a fence post or something as well, but I'm going to put that lever on there, flick that, that's going to deactivate the redstone, stop that all from firing, and then we can put a button on that bit of glass there just to stop the water or the lava pouring out when it starts to come to the front. When we're using this, we're actually, oh geez, I should have thought about this. We could do with that chest another block down. So let's grab one more hopper, which I've already got in my inventory, and I'll grab my axe, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down into this glass here. Obviously in your tutorial you probably don't have glass there, but don't worry about it. If you do have glass, that's even better. Put your chest, oh geez, down there instead, break that hopper, drop down into here, put a bit of stone back. Oh geez, we're making a mess. This is the best tutorial you've ever seen, I know it is. Right, grab yourself another hopper, have it facing into that chest, and then put that hopper facing into that one. Now you can get right up to this thing. Then we want our water buckets. So what we're going to do is use our 2 buckets here, and we're just going to click on each one of the pistons to waterlog them like that, and then realize that we've missed a block at the back here and the water's going to spill everywhere. Yes, this is a good tutorial. We want a block here next to that hopper there to stop that water from spilling out, and we want another one there to stop it spilling out from there, and we want another one here. There we go. Now we won't have any water issues. We can come over to our unlimited water source here, and we can go and fill up or waterlog the rest of those pistons. And there we go. I believe they're all waterlogged now. We've got some funkiness going on with the water at the back, but I think that'll fix itself once we start putting lava into this thing and generating some stone. One other thing I want to add to this, it's not important for the design, but I want to add some light just because it's very dark. So I'm going to grab a couple of sea lanterns. I'm going to put one there at the front and one there at the front. That makes it easy to stand on, even though we don't really need to stand on it. And we'll put a couple at the back as well. And I'm going to put a couple of blocks on top of these hoppers just to stop anything potentially falling into them later on. And there we go. Now, all we need to do is grab our buckets of lava. And we put 5 in on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that really should be it. So all you want then is a silk touch, preferably efficiency 5 pickaxe. With mending on it would be good, so you can go and fix it when it starts to break. And then you can stand here and go AFK while holding down your click button and get many, many stones. Just like that. Now, while you're doing this, you might find you're actually grabbing quite a lot of that stone and cobble into your inventory, which you don't want. So what I did in the test world to prevent that is I grabbed myself a fence post, which is not in that wood box, it's in my other one, conveniently. And what I did is I just put a fence post there like that, which means I'm standing a little bit further away, but I can still reach all the way to the end. And that way I shouldn't pick up any of the blocks myself. They should all go on. I'll just see. They should all go. Oh, gee. Okay. Right. Well, what we can do then is we can grab a trapdoor. Okay. Bear with me. And then instead of having that button there, if we get rid of that button for a second, put that trapdoor there, then we shouldn't pick up any items. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay, we might get some in your inventory. It really doesn't matter if you get in your inventory, and now I can't reach the end either, so that was a bad idea. Let's remove that trapdoor, right? Put the trapdoor at the top, there like that, and then we've got a cover above our head in case it's raining. Oh, it works, it's fine, don't worry about it. Jeez. So you can see with the timings on this design that when the stone forms instead of the lava flowing down because bedrock's weird, there is just enough time for stone to form before they get pushed. So the timing is just about perfect with this. And with the redstone firing from one side and then the other one alternating from side to side, we don't get the pistons fighting against each other, causing excess lag, which is quite nice. And it also means we get more stone to the middle as well, which is great. So we're constantly, making stone. This is great. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to have a quick look in the chest and see we've already got an absolute ton of the stuff, and I've only been at it for about a minute. Now I'm going to do a quick rate test. However, before I do a rate test, I should probably mend my pickaxe and my other tools while I'm at it, and then feed Bert and Ernie, because they'll probably be getting quite hungry. And if you don't know who Bert and Ernie are, you've not eaten your food from last time. It'll have gone off now. Look, now you're eating rotten fish. So in order to do a rate test, I've made a slight modification to the design, which is basically to add a door on here so I can go AFK inside here without worrying about things getting me. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here mining this for 5 minutes and see how much stone I've got by the end of it. Thinking about this is probably a good idea to empty out what's already in there. Otherwise, you know, I'm not going to know how much we got from doing the test, am I? Jeez. And my modifications mean I can't actually reach the lever now to turn the thing on. Oh, jeez, I'm not very good at building farms, am I? Jeez. 2, 1, and stop the clock. The alarm is going off. We have done a 5-minute test. Now, it's still going, but it's not generating any stone, so it's absolutely fine. So we can turn that off. You can see I've caught a little bit of it myself, and I was a little bit concerned there that some of the items, when the next bit of stone comes in, may be being forced up into the lava and disappearing, but I don't think it'll be many. So it's moment of truth time. How much do we get in 5 minutes? We get quite a lot, and it's still coming through as well. So let's wait for all of the hoppers to drain through and see exactly how much we got. Interestingly, quite a few bits have also popped out at the back where our hopper clock system is. So we might have to adapt that slightly to stop that from happening. Hopefully none has actually managed to get into the hopper clock system. It doesn't look like it has, which is good. And a minute or so later, we're still getting items coming through this thing. So the hoppers in the middle must have quite a lot of items still inside them. Jeez, this I didn't think it was as quick as that. I didn't think we'd get nearly as much as this. This thing is still going, which means there's a good chance if you ran it for long enough that some of the hoppers in the middle may end up backing up and not being able to collect all of the items. So it might be a good idea if you're going to build this yourself to actually use a row of hopper minecarts instead of those hoppers there sat on other hoppers, and feed the items out a little bit more quickly into individual chests along the side so that you're collecting the items a lot faster. Otherwise, if you use this for an extended period of time, chances are you're going to end up losing a lot of the items to the lava or them just despawning. Okay, so excluding the cobblestone, that works out at 1,384 items in 5 minutes, which is 16,608 items per hour, which, if we do a bit of clever rounding, we could say safely that that's about 17,000 items per hour. Yeah, 17,000 items. That's a lot, even if it was, even if we rounded down to 16,500 items per hour. That's a lot of stone. And with a lot of stone, I can build a lot of castle, which must mean it is castle building time, or at least castle designing time. I still don't actually have a plan for this thing yet. So it would be a very good idea for me to take the latest world download of Truly Bedrock and bring it into creative mode so that we can start designing the layout of this castle. So here we are in the latest update of Minecraft as well. I thought I'd turn on RTX because I really want to go and check out what my new Nether Tunnel looks like, but I thought I'd have a quick fly around here as well. Oh, I love the RTX feature. I think it looks absolutely great, but I don't think it suits for a whole video though, which is a bit of a shame. So let's hop in here, see what there is to see. Oh, that room looks amazing. So this room looks all kinds of mysterious and dark. I love the look of that, and my neon nether tunnel looks absolutely amazing. Look at the glass underneath that, and the lovely gas sound we can hear in our ears. That looks absolutely fantastic. But what about my new tunnel? It's all right sightseeing all these ones. Let's go check it out. What's it look like? Oh wow, look at that. That feels, it's got a lovely furnace-y burning feel to it. I really like that. I think that's wonderful. Amazing. Chuffed to bits with that. But this isn't helping us design a castle, is it? Let's go and design a castle. Allow me a moment, please, to be mesmerized by the floor of my industrial area. Look at this thing reflecting the lights from above. It's so ridiculous. It looks so good. And what I really, really like are the water effects as you get close to the water that's dripping down the walls. You get that filmic look as if you're about to go through like a plane of glass and then appear on the other side. It looks absolutely amazing. This whole thing looks absolutely wonderful. Oh, jeez. I want to play with Minecraft RTX all the time, mate. Oh, look how shiny the floor is. It's not shiny, it's just glass. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, I think it's time I did an update on this. I've been working for about an hour and a half, maybe a couple of hours in creative mode, and I haven't done the whole thing, but I've done the entrance, and this is probably the most ugly cherry blossom tree you've ever seen in your entire life. Don't worry about it. All of the stuff here is just thrown in to see what it might look like. This is by no means the finished product, but just as an idea for what it might look like as you walk into the castle area. I think something like this would be nice. So a little bit of a walkway going into a circular bit around a nice cherry blossom tree leading into the main castle building. Obviously, there's nothing behind that. It's just an empty space. I've put some black concrete there, so it gives you the feeling of a solid building. And then we've got these little walkways down the side, which you could walk to different parts of the castle through. Now, I haven't done anything on either side of those. I think maybe some sort of outdoor spacey type stuff there. Maybe we could have a big build over here, like some stables or barracks or something like that. And then the main castle bit itself would go backwards quite a way with more spires and towers all leading off from it, filling up this space to the back. But right now, that's pretty much all I've got time for faffing about with designing. I need to start thinking about what exact materials we're going to be using, because I've obviously done this all out of stone brick. I quite like the dark prismarine. I think it fits in really well. But I also like the black stone too. So I need to think about what materials we're going to use and gather in those materials as well, I guess, so we can start laying some foundations in the actual Truly Bedrock world. And back on the Truly Bedrock server, things are looking very bare and very spacious around here. So I think before we lay anything in this area on the actual server, we really need to get that creative version finished off so we know exactly what blocks we're going to be using and the design as well. We might change the design to fit other bits in. We don't know just yet, so there's no point in building anything in survival just yet. So last but not least in terms of the projects we're covering in today's episode is the beach area. I'm going to be coming back here for the last part of this episode and I'm going to be extending the beach. No, I'm not going to be. Someone's already done it. Oh. Okay. Well, there's a bit there that needs to. I was going to say I'm going to be doing a live stream today, so I'll come over here and extend the beach, but it looks like people have already started doing that, so I guess I'm going to think of something. What's happening? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. For the attention of Mr. Onion. Oh, dear. I better let Mr. Onion know this. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. What's going on? Hey, what? Me grass has grown fungus. Oh, the leaves make... What? Me grass, me sand. Why is the leaves all over me sand? When do beaches have leaves on them? No, actually, I quite like the look of that. That looks very tropical. Very nice. Anyway, yeah, I better get hold of Mr. Onion, I guess. Oh, jeez. What on earth is happening here, Mr. No-Tail? What have you done to my house? I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything at all. I've just found this, and I thought I'd better let you know about it. Well, what is going on? Well, I don't know, but there's a book just there, look. Maybe you should read the book. Goodness sake, my goodness, they better not be trying to turn down my house. Right, I will read the book. What does it say? Let me see. It says, Dear Mr. Onion, this land has been reclaimed by one Mr. FoxyNoTail for development of an holiday resort. You said it is not to do with you. It's not to do. I didn't write that. It's not from me. I'll promise I haven't. It's nothing to do with me. Let me continue reading. You are hereby given notice that this property will be demolished on or after the 9th of January 2021. You better not have plans to tear down my house, Mr. No-Tail. I haven't, honestly. It's nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me at all. Oh my goodness, what does it say in here? It is recommended that all of the contents and valuables are removed before demolition to prevent the removal or destruction by the demolition teams. If you wish to dispute this, please take it up with Foxy. Don't shoot the messenger, anonymous person. It says I have to talk to you about it. Why, you have done this, haven't you? I promise. Nothing to do with me, Mr. Onion. I have not done this. I wouldn't waste blackstone like that on a wall. Well, that is pretty true. You are very stingy, but Mr. NoTail, I am very concerned about this. I have had this house a long time. I do not want to lose it. Well, it is right in the way, to be fair. I think maybe you could move it somewhere else. Why should I have to move it somewhere else? This has got nothing to do with me. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a little... I'm not supposed to tell you this, but the person that did it, I do know for a fact, was Mr. Beardstone. Mr. Beardstone! That awful man! He is, I'll bet, the one that broke my boat as well. Well, this time I am going to do more than just rename his pandas. You wait and see, Mr. Beardstone. I will come for you. I am going to get you. You probably want to pack away your things. No, my house is staying. That is final. Okay. Oh dear. I guess there's going to be problems. And funnily enough, as I'm recording this today, it is actually the 9th of January 2021. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside there and go and bag all of his stuff up, just in case somebody does come through with a demolition truck and knock it. Oh, jeez. Poor Mr. Beardstone. Not poor Mr. Beardstone, poor Mr. Onion. Oh, what bad luck it was putting in his house here. Look at all his stuff he's got. Oh, this is all mine, to be fair. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I better go get some shulker boxes and tidy it up for him. Well, that's all of Mr. Onion's things packed away into these shulker boxes. All of his worldly belongings completely packed up. To be honest with you, I don't think he's going to be that upset about losing this place. He's not even finished building it yet. He started it months ago. He's never finished it. He'll be absolutely fine. I'm sure of it. What could possibly go wrong? Right, anyway, that is pretty much all I've got time for today. The only thing I am going to do is fly over to Mr. Beardstone's base, hopefully beating Mr. Onion there, so I can leave him a little note just to let him know that Mr. Onion may be on his way. Oh, jeez, to come and see him. Oh, jeez. I think this book should suffice. Mr. Onion may have accidentally been told that it is you that plans to tear down his house today. Not sure who told him. Another anonymous person. So there we go. I'm going to leave that there for Mr. Beardstone. And I'm going to get out of here before everything goes wrong. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Why do we have to do these things? Anyway, as I fly away from here, I might as well say, as usual, thank you all very much for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed making it. If you did, please do leave a like. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! Oh, jeez. Where's the world gone? Ah! The world's gone! Where? Oh, it's there. Whew. Whew. That was a close one. All things happen to this world you always don't never expect it might just suddenly disappear, mate. Jeez.